What's up, gamer? What's up, gamers? Welcome to a brand new devlog. This one is gonna be a fun one. Now, before we get started, let me take a quick second to let you know that 94 million% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. I know it's a pretty shocking statistic, but I can't lie, this is the internet. So it would be imperative. It's actually a moral obligation, probably not. If you would subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate it. Now, the focus of this devlog, I'm hoping to be twofold. I want to really nail down Isadora's movement, animation, attacks. Like, I want her to feel good to control, and I really want to make some progress and get started on these environments. Now, that's going to be tough because I haven't successfully gotten an environment artist yet. I've contacted a big number of people pretty much in the order that I find them and think that they would be good for the project, but I haven't gotten any responses yet. So definitely going to spend a big chunk of time searching for artists and contacting them over the next 2 weeks because Fur is cracked, insane, cracked on this sprite work. He knocks these animations out so quickly that I'm starting to get a little bit worried that he's going to outpace the environment art and all the other assets. So I need to at least get the environments like theoretically designed so that I can start creating enemies that I would place in the environments if I had them, so that Fur can start animating those enemies before he finishes all the work that's currently set in front of him to do. But those are going to be my main two goals. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I actually already did a bunch of work today. I know, I'm supposed to film the devlog first, but you're not my dad. There's some cool stuff. Fur made these transition pieces that go between the animations, and you can see the difference here. Like, here is falling into running without the transition, and here is it with the transition. It's just 2 quick frames that happen in less than like 0.2 of a second, but those frames make it so much smoother. And we have that transition for when you dash out of a run and when your dash stops and you continue running. We also have that transition for when you land into an idle, idling into a dash. All these transitions that make the animations feel super smooth and nice to use. I also started hooking up the attack style. Now, I know in the last devlog, I mentioned this attacking pattern and kind of floating some ideas for how it works. And I have to say, after testing the animation in the new movement engine, it really works. It doesn't feel too bad to get your movement stopped. So I'm leaning towards having the running slash, and then if you try to combo out of the running slash, it stops your movement. But I think that it's gonna be fine. The one major problem I need to solve is what to do if the player tries to jump during the attack animation. Should it just cancel the attack animation and let you jump? Should it still fire the attack so you can like animation cancel your attacking with jumping if you're good enough so that you can continue moving right after you like unleash the hitbox? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to consider, but it feels really bad to be locked out of jumping when I press attack. I know I'm the one pressed attack, so it was my fault, but it just feels bad. And I think it would be better for it to feel good for the player, not lock them out of jumping, even if like the technical side of it is a little bit funky. But it's just something I'm gonna need to experiment with and something I'm gonna need to play with to find what feels like the best solution. And honestly, it's a good thing for play testing and feedback because it's hard for me to decide on my own what's best for everyone who plays the game. But yeah, so that's going to be the focus of this devlog, and that's what I got done for today. Hope you're looking forward to it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, deuces, bye-bye, dorks, fucking nerds. Why do I always insult people at the end of the day? I don't know. I don't know, but it feels good. Sup, gamers? It is Wednesday, my dudes. I did not record yesterday because I didn't feel like it. And also because I mostly spent the day contacting potential environmental artists for the game. I've only heard back from a couple, and so far the ones I've heard back from don't have any availability to work on the project, which is unfortunate, but just gotta keep looking and also promoting the game while I do that to hopefully make people more excited to be a part of it. But that was yesterday. Today, I spent the day getting some of Fur's new animations in. We have the 3-attack combo, and here it is, and it looks sick. Oh, it's so good. I love the VFX on the slash, like it's just gorgeous. And we also have the running attack so that you can attack while you're running. And also this little transitional piece where the character stops running and returns to their idle. So I needed to get that in game. Now, these are a little bit more complex than other animations because, you know, chaining attacks together and splitting the sprite into 2 so that we can connect them together so that you can play the running attack without interrupting the run cycle. And the main issue I was having is that the running attack felt bad. It did not feel that good to me to be able to attack while running, especially since you don't have super fine control over the character. And if you do give fine control, then you kind of need to be able to stop at any point. Like if you stop pressing to go, Does the character's feet like return to the idle animation? Do they do like a stopping animation while you're swinging your sword? Like, there's a lot of weirdness to it the more I run around and play with it. Meanwhile, just using the basic attacking stops your character movement pattern felt pretty good. I think that might be in part just because the attacks feel so nice to use. But I'm really not sure which way to go with this. So I made this little test build where there's a button in the top left corner that lets you toggle the attack pattern. And I sent this out to my Discord to give people a chance to play test it and tell me what they thought. I didn't get this little test build done until like 30 minutes ago, which was midnight. So not too many people had a chance to play testing and give feedback yet, but I'm interested to see what people think. My partner already told me that they prefer the running attack version, whereas I'm leaning more towards not having a running attack. So seems a little bit contentious, especially because, like, talking game design wise, I don't really want to have enemies that are like dispatched while running with a single slash. Like, that's like a hack and slash gameplay feel. And it's not really what I'm going for. I want a more like technical finesse platformer where you have to plan ahead, you have to jump carefully, and every enemy is interesting to fight. You know, there isn't just filler enemies that, like, one thing I heard a lot in the Game Jam version of the game was that the bat wasn't fun at all to fight because it took multiple hits and it basically was just a filler enemy. It just got in the way. So I want to avoid that. I want every enemy to give you like an interesting combat scenario, and when there are multiple enemies on the screen, it's because they combine together to make for interesting combat scenarios. Even if those combinations are used to make the platforming sections more interesting, I want all the ways that you fight enemies in the game to feel thought out, especially since I have the benefit of I'm not making this procedural, there's no backtracking, it's not a Metroidvania. I can like very carefully plan out the enemy placement. Like, I can give players an extremely curated experience when they play through the level, and I want to take advantage of that, and the best way to take advantage of that is by having like well thought out, like intentional enemy designs and intentional enemy placement. The more I think about it, the more I think that leans towards a style where you don't want a running slash, you know? You shouldn't just be able to run and easily dispatch everything. It feels preferable for me that players need to commit to their attack, which stops their movement. But it really depends on what people think, because I also don't want to make a game that feels bad to control. So if people really hate getting stopped to attack, then that would be bad. But I went and looked at the controls for Zero from the Mega Man X games, and at least in Mega Man X4, which was my favorite, he gets stopped when he uses his sword. I should go look at the Mega Man Zero X games, because I remember really enjoying those, and I think you fight with a sword in those as well. So those probably don't stop your motion, but it's also possible that the reason that the running attacks feel bad is like an implementation problem. It might just be that I didn't implement everything well enough and it's a little bit clunky right now, whereas if I really finesse it and really get everything plugged in super well, it will feel good to use, and I just didn't do that yet. So that's kind of where I'm at, but at the very least, I really like the attacks while standing still. And since I want comboing to always bring you to a stop, maybe that's the problem. Maybe you just shouldn't be able to combo out of a running attack. Maybe if you're doing a running attack, it is just a running attack. But I also want the attacks to commit in that direction. Like, I don't want you to be able to like change your direction in the middle of an attack. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what people think. And also contacting environmental artists. But yeah, I think that's all I have for today, and it's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna head to bed. I feel like it's easier to make meaningful progress when I'm not super sleepy, and yesterday and Monday I was kind of out of it, so I probably need to avoid that so I can stay focused and get stuff done. But anyway, peace. It is Tuesday. It is not Tuesday. It is Thursday. It is Thursday, my dude. I'm talking to you, Timmy. Got some great transitional animations from Fur that take us between the slashing state and the running state, so that when you finish your slash, it doesn't feel too jarring to start running afterwards. And I got those in Engine. Those feel really good. So far, the controls for the character really feel nice with those transitional pieces. Also got a new transitional animation to go from running to idle, so that when you stop moving, it feels like the character's stopping, not it's switching to the idle animation, and I think that looks really nice. And then also the most exciting new animation is the jumping slash. Now this looks sick and it feels great. Took quite a bit of finagling to get it to work with my state machine, because jumping and falling are separate states, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to have attacking sitting on top as like an additional thing, or if I wanted to have a jump attack state and a fall attack state. I went with the state management because that just makes the most sense to me, and I think keeping it all organized under this like state umbrella is going to be the best way moving forward to make sure that we're not breaking anything or causing a bunch of stupid bugs. But it did make it just a little bit tougher to get it working, but I really like it. I think it looks cool. Also starting getting feedback from my little test build on whether or not we should have dash attack or no dash attack. And so far, it's a little bit split. The feedback, some people really like the dash attack, some people really don't think there should be one, so not entirely clear on what to do. I'm leaning towards not having it for now, especially since it's so split. I just need to make a decision, but it's something that I'll keep open in the back of my mind that if we need to add this thing later, then we can. I'm not throwing it off the table or anything. I'll continue implementing the game as if there's no dash attack, but I might have to get it back in there in the future. That's all for today. Tomorrow's going to be a rough one. I got a lot of stuff to do for work, a lot of meetings, and some deadlines I need to meet because it's coming up on the end of the month, as well as having stuff to do after work, so we'll see how much I can get done tomorrow. But I think Fur is going to start on those wall sliding animations, and I'm really excited to get that feature in and looking and feeling good, and also to start like cleaning up some of the bugs because right now it's kind of bugged, but I guess I'll get into that tomorrow if I have time. If I don't have time, it's looking like a weekend task, I guess. That's all I have for today. Peace out. Bye bye.